Okay, so I want to know, Nana, what it was like to be born when you were born in Ireland and to come here as an immigrant.
I guess it was, I mean, I was little. I was 7 years old, so I didn't have much to say about anything. And
Do you remember what it was like coming across on the
I
boat?
I remember, yeah, we went up, we were up in Belfast, but we had to get go over the channel, the English Channel, to England to get the ship. So that was an overnight trip. And so there were 7 children, and mother and father. No, my mother. Father was already here.
And then what was it
and
like?
It was very rough. The English Channel is extremely rough.
Yeah.
We were all sick. Every one of us was sick. But then we got over to England, we went to down on the railroad, all the way down to the southernmost part of England. That's Southampton, where all the ships left from there, and that's where we got on the ship. We were on the ship 11 days.
Wow.
And it was. I don't remember being sick, but I always remembered the smell of that ship.
Really?
When we would go up to Bear Mountain on when we were in the United States, that's up
on the
Hudson
line?
River.
Yeah.
As soon as I got on that ship,
yeah,
I could smell that smell.
Really?
It's food.
Wow.
Oil and food.
So there's somebody here who's listening who said they're from Southampton.
Oh.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Well, I can't say I saw much or anything of Southampton because I think we probably got down to the pier and got on the boat.
So what was it like? Were you scared? Were you excited? Were you just confused? Like, where are we going?
I don't remember being scared at all. I remember, the one thing I remember we had to eat, and I've never had it since, was, oh, wait a minute. I can see the animal. Anyway, it was a rabbit.
Rabbit on the ship?
Yes, rabbit was one of the meals on the ship.
So what happened when you landed in Ellis Island?
Oh, that was interesting. First of all, my mother was in the United States. He was going to meet us at Ellis Island.
Mm-hmm. Your father was,
my
right?
father.
Yeah. Your mom came across with you and how many kids?
7 children.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, Joe was born here, and Joe was born.
Oh no, it wasn't with 7. It was with 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fran and Joe were born here.
Mm-hmm.
My mother had a cold. She was sick, and unlike now, when people come to the United States, I don't know why they don't do that. What they did with us, which we had to go through a really strict examination with a lot of doctors. You know, my brother had to go alone. He was the only boy. My mother, they sent back to the doctor, and we thought she was going to be sent back to Ireland.
Oh my God!
Because of that, but they let her come in. They let her come in, and then they said they needed somebody to come and identify my father, and they chose me. And Kathleen insists that I went there and said I didn't know him. That isn't true.
How long had it been since you'd seen your father?
2 years.
So she hadn't seen her father in 2 years. She was 7 years old, had just come from Ireland on a ship across the ocean and said, "You're the one who decides if your family gets into America or not."
Kathleen was younger, but she was just 2 years old.
Oh my goodness.
She couldn't do it.
So what was it like when you got through Ellis Island? So her name is on the wall.
I was hungry.
You were hungry because you didn't like rabbit.
No, I was probably thinking of ice cream and candy. But I'm seeing my father that I haven't seen in 2 years. And then we got on the ferry to go into New York. And all I can think, I wished I could have said, "Can't we have something to eat?"
Oh my gosh.
But of course, I couldn't do that. And we went into Jersey City on the tubes, I guess it was.
It's the path.
It's a path now, yeah. It was a tubes then.
Right.
Hudson Tubes. And we went to this 8-family tenement. And my mother, for some reason, thought that at least half the house belonged to her, and it was 4 rooms in the house.
Oh.
4 rooms, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess it was 3 rooms.
Wow. So do you remember what it was like when you got to America? Did you have any feelings about this is so different from Ireland, or not really?
No, I didn't know.
So, okay, let's see what questions, what wisdom people want from our Nanoscope. Everyone's saying, God bless you. Nana's name is Mary Fitzgerald O'Neill.
Francis.
Oh, Francis.
Mary Francis.
Where did Fitzgerald come from?
That's my father's mother.
Oh, okay, Nana's husband, my Gramps, his mother's maiden name was Fitzgerald, but Nana is Mary Francis O'Neill with 2 L's and then married a Smith. So everyone's saying, "Hi, Mary."
Someone asked about the Great Depression, and someone asked about the war.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 good questions so far. So they want to know first.
Ask her about the IRA in Ireland before she left.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can give just a quick why did you leave Ireland?
Oh, because of the Troubles, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what we call them, the Troubles.
The Troubles.
And, well, Kathleen was born just before, she was only 2 years old when she came here. My father had left 2 years earlier to come here. His brother was living here and working for the Erie Railroad. He was an engineer.
For the
And
Erie Railroad.
He sponsored my father. And
So he was an Irishman working on the railroad?
I
didn't even know that.
And he married, she was English, or she was Canadian, I guess, because they lived in Canada. When we first came, and my father came with us, he had been living with them. He came with us to Jersey City, and they went to Canada. But anyhow, what was your question?
Let's move on to, people want to know about what it was like living through the Great Depression.
Oh.
While you think about that, I'm going to share an anecdote. I shared this once before, but my Nana is the most amazing at saving everything ever, and she still attributes it to having lived through the Great Depression. But if my Nana dries her hand with a paper towel, she'll dry it. She'll hang it up and dry it and use it again. It's a good story. Everyone loves it. Look, all the environmentalists are thrilled. So that's the only thing I really know. But what was your experience like? Or what do you take away from having lived through the Great Depression that we can all learn from?
Well, it wasn't the Depression to me in a sense. It was just the fact that we were I don't know how long it was before the other 2 children came, but the fact that there were 7 children and a mother and father, and we never had as much here in the United States as we had in Ireland. We had kind of a prestige in Ireland in our parish and the people we knew. My mother came to America, and there were people, and they were friendly. It wasn't that people were not friendly. And there were Irish people in our neighborhood, too. But she had never had a friend. She never made a friend.
She never.
Not to call a friend. I mean, she talked to these people, and we were the children from all these different parents. We all went to the same school. We all knew each other. But whether it was on her side that she just didn't, get that friendly with them, but she never was.
Yeah.
I mean, there were 6 girls and 1 boy, and we all went to the same school, but we all had different friends. So, and we all had lots of friends in school. So we went for 8 years of grammar school and 4 years of high school, right in the same school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. So I really I can remember the Depression. I remember the men standing in line for apples, and I remember that the bread lines, I guess they called them then, and I remember that, and they were mostly I would see in the papers from New York, though.
Yeah. So for Nana, it seems like that it wasn't so much the Depression that stood out, but that in America, your family never had as much as you had in Ireland.
Yeah.
And in Ireland, they had a little family store.
And my father's family always had businesses. His sisters had a bakery, and his brother Pat had a pub.
Had a pub.
Yeah.
Pat had a pub.
Pub.
So, Nana, they want to know what's the secret to health? Because you obviously have health.
Health.
You manage that, and the secret to happiness. Health and happiness.
Health is, I think, I never smoked. And I never, I mean, I remember having cocktails, but never many.
Nana had cocktails.
Well, it was after high school. After high school, you need to have a gin and tonic.
A gin and tonic after high school?
After high school.
Oh, scandals.
That doesn't sound too Irish.
Huh? What'd you say?
He's just making jokes.
Oh.
All right, so what's the secret to happiness then? It's not the gin and tonic.
Well, happiness, I think, is just being kind to people. I mean, I can never see deliberately help by hurting somebody. I mean, I'm not saying that I couldn't have done it sometimes when I didn't know, wasn't aware of it, but never deliberately.
Just be kind, huh?
Yeah, and be happy. Don't dwell on the things that are going to make you unhappy. That won't help.
No. I remember when...
But I think what you give, you get.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think what you give, you get.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
yeah.
I remember Nana told me when she started driving a lot later in life, she actually went on a driver's test the same day my dad went for his driver's test when he was a little kid, right? But you still didn't start...
17.
17. But you still didn't drive for a little while after that. It didn't go so well. But I remember when she did start driving, Nana said every time she got in the car, she would say a prayer that she wouldn't hurt anybody else. It wasn't a prayer to say, I hope I'll get home safe. It was, I hope I don't hurt anybody, right?
Right. Well, it just shows you again my timidity. That I didn't get in a car and suddenly feel comfortable. I didn't.
Yeah, but you were always thinking about other people.
And you always made right turns.
I did. That's right.
Yeah, Nana won't make left turns. She'll redo an entire map and an entire directional system, so she only has to make right turns. So, okay, guys, I think we'll go after 2 more questions. What other questions do you have? Someone asked, do you remember where you were on VJ Day?
Oh my gosh.
Which day did you get married on? VE or VJ?
VE Day. I got married on VE Day.
Nana got married on VE Day, and then 2 days later, Gramps went back to the war?
No, I got married on he came on a Sunday and got married on a Tuesday, and he went back. He had to be back on Sunday,
Yeah.
and then he went overseas.
Yeah.
Is that youthful?
Yeah, something's ringing.
Just keep doing your thing.
And he had to go overseas right away.
That's crazy town.
So that was VE Day. VJ Day. I just remember Dad and a fellow on our street in Jersey City, coming towards us, both in their uniforms. They must have been home on a leave, and that's really the picture
You
I
just
have
see
of
this
that day.
uniforms coming
Yeah,
towards you.
uniforms. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Everybody in the family, all our boyfriends were in the service. So I remember for my wedding, which was on VE Day, my mother had to save coupons to have enough meat to have roast beef
Wow.
to serve my big reception.
Really?
Yeah.
And
My
Nana-
little reception was just family and my friends.
And Nana made her dress.
Yeah.
Bernarda, do you want to grab the wedding picture over there real quick? I want to show everybody. Okay, one more question. Does she use technology? Are you kidding? My Nana Skypes. She has an iPad. This is her iPad. Right here. She's got it ready to go. She reads her Kindle all day long. If her book is starting to get low on battery on her Kindle, she's like, we gotta plug it in. So this is my Nana. Can you see? I don't want there to be glare. And my Gramps, look at how handsome my Gramps was. He's an actor. He was an actor. That's their wedding day. Look at Mary. So beautiful. Yeah. So, all right, guys, what's one more question you have for this Nana Scope? And we'll come back. She's getting so used to this. Okay, 2 really good questions. What's something you still want to do that you've never done before? And how do you stay so young?
I wish I hadn't traveled at all, really. But when we bought this place, and we have been coming down for 4 years, and then we bought it, and then it took us a while to furnish it. And we bought in 82, and he died in 83.
Yeah.
When we could have traveled around a bit. So I wish I had traveled more.
You wish you had traveled more, but just to say, guys, Nana was at my wedding in the jungles of Mexico 2 Marches ago, and then the next month after that she went to a wedding in the jungles of Ecuador with our cousins and danced the night away. So we'll have to get you to travel some more. All right, the other thing is, and Nana had her first pedicure ever 2 years ago. Didn't you try a pickle or an olive or something for the first time 5 years ago? These are momentous occasions.
Yeah, I'm not a very adventurous eater. I really am not.
No.
Really mundane.
So, okay, I want to know this one too. How do you stay so young at heart?
I don't know. I don't. It's not in me to stay in depths of despair or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just it isn't me. I just I mean, even if I don't feel good, I'll act good.
Yes! Wow, that's amazing. Even if she doesn't feel good, she acts good.
Yes.
I feel like there's so much wisdom in that, you know? Fake
Yeah.
it till you make it.
Yeah,
And then
that's
before
right.
you know it, you're through
Yes,
it.
that's right. And just whatever you give, you get. So give a lot to people, and you'll get a lot back.
I love my Nana so much. She's so amazing. I'm so lucky. Everybody says
But I
she's so
can't,
lucky
I can't
too.
keep doing this, Katie.
No, now it's time for a break. We'll come back another time, guys. Thanks for all the love to Nana.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for all your questions and support. And we'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao, beijos. Give a lot to get a lot. Be kind. And don't be an adventurous eater. Love you. Bye.